Welcome to DBMS class. Today we are going to discuss about the constraint in ER data model. So constraint are nothing but conditions or limitations. So constraints are used for modeling limitations on the relations between the entities. Means constraints are used for modeling the limitations on the relations. So relationship between the entities. So next we'll discuss about the types of constraints in ER data model. So first one is mapping cardinality or cardinality ratio. So it expresses the number of entities to which another entity can be associated via relationship set. Means so here it cardinality ratio represent or express the number of entities are associated with another entity set via relationship set. Okay, this is called cardinality ratio. So for binary relationship set, there are entity set A and B, then the mapping cardinality can be one of the following. So first one is a one-to-one relationship. So in one-to-one relationship, entity set A is associated at most only one entity set B entities in B. So that is entity in A is associated with entity in B. So entities in A is associated with at most one entity in B, and an entity in B is associated at most one entity in B. So that is one-to-one relationship. So next we will discuss about one-to-many relationship. So in one-to-many relationship, an entity in A is associated with many number of entities in B. So here observe this diagram. So this A1 entity set is associated with B1 and B2. In B entity set, B1 and B2 are associated with only A1 entity. So this is called one-to-many relationship. So observe this ER diagram. So loan is containing many payments. So that is each payment is related to only one loan. This is one-to-many relationship. So next many-to-one relationship. So in many-to-one relationship, an entity in A is associated with at most one entity in B, and an entity in B is associated with any number of entities in A. So that is observe this diagram. So in this diagram, these two entities are associated with B1 entities, and here entity of B1, entity of entity set B1, entity set B is related so A1 and A2. So this is called a many-to-one relationship. So observe this ER diagram. So this ER diagram represents the teacher teaches a student. So this is a many-to-one relationship. So here many teachers are student for single student teaches many classes to single student. So next many-to-one relationship. So in many-to-one relationship, so an entity in A is associated with any number of entities in B with a possibility of 0, and an entity in B is associated with any number of entities in A entity set. So that is called many-to-many relationship. So here observe diagram. So this A1 entity set and B1 entity set is associated with the A1 entity set, and A2 entities are associated with the B1 entity, and B1 entity and B2 entity, these two entities are associated with the A1 and A2, A1 and A1. So that is B1 and B2 are associated with A1. That is many-to-many relationship. So next we will discuss about the constraint on generalization and specialization. So second case, first one is cardinality ratio. Second case is constant on generalization and specialization. So constant on generalization specialization determines so it determines the entities of higher level entities are belongs to which entities in lower level entities. Means it specifies the entities of higher level entities are related to which entities in lower level entity sets. So these are classified as a three types. This is type 1. So in type 1 it determines the each entities can be a member of a given lower level entity set. So this is classified as a two types. First one is condition defined. So it condition defined it defines the lower level entity set membership is evaluated on the basis of whether the or not an entity satisfy a given condition. So that is lower level membership is associated or assigned on the basis of the given condition. So if the condition is satisfied, it will be assigned to particular lower level entity set. So next one, second one is user defined. So in user defined, directly that database user assigns the entity to a given entity lower level entity set. So this is user defined. So next one, type 2. So next second one is type 2 generalization specialization constraint. So it is related to whether or not entities may belongs to more than one lower level entity sets in single generalization or specialization. So it specifies whether or not entities may belongs to more than one lower level entity set. First one is a disjoint. So this is classified as a type 2 is classified as a two types, disjoint overlapping. So in disjoint an entity belongs to more than one lower level entity set, that is called disjoint. So the members the entities which are entered in higher level entity set, that is related to more than one lower level entity set. So next one is overlapping. So overlapping means an entity which is related to more than one lower level entity set. So disjoint means here disjoint means may belongs to no more than one lower level entity set, means it is related to only one lower level entity set. But overlapping means may be related to more than one lower level entity sets. So next third one is completeness constraint. So completeness constraint specifies the generalization and specialization on the completeness constraints. So it specifies whether or not an entity set must belongs to at least one of them of lower level entity set. So it is classified as a two types. First one is total generalization and specialization. So each higher level entity set must be belongs to lower level entity set. It is called as total generalization specialization. So next to second case, partial generalization or specialization. So the higher level entity set may or may not belongs to lower level entity set. So observe this diagram. So here the person may be an employee or student. So this indicates the overlapping constraint. So employee may be a administrator or professor, and student so this one. So this one is a disjoint. Disjoint means student study either UG or PG. So that is after completion of PG only he can study to PG. So UG and PG cannot do perform parallelly. That is student entity may be related to UG or PG. So this is called disjoint. So the student details which are entered in this entity set, higher level entity set, may be related to or belongs to UG or PG. So here employee record may be a member of administrator and professor or both entity set. So this is called total. This is overlapping. This is a disjoint. Okay, thank you. This is regarding constraints on ER data model.